Lesson 42, volume. So first off, what is volume? As a review, volume is just the total amount of space occupied or enclosed by the solid. So it's not just floor space, but also airspace right above that we're dealing with volume. So the units of measurement is labeled as cubic units because we're using 3 units of measurements. So you were using length, width, and height. So we have 2 different formulas here. We got volume of a prism over here, which is base times area of the base times the height. And then we have a volume of a rectangular prism, which is volume equals length times width times height. So let's take a look at an example here. To calculate the heating and cooling requirement for a room, one factor architects consider is the room's volume. A classroom that is 30 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 10 feet high contains how many cubic feet? So you have that pictured here, and we know that volume equals length times width times height, or base times area of the base times the height, because the base is the base in this case would be a square. So length times width would be 30 times 30, and then the height is 10. So 30 times 30 is 900. 900 times 10, the volume would be 9,000 cubic feet. Next one is sculpture. A sculptor carved a 2-foot cube of ice into a swan. At 57 pounds per cubic foot, what did the 2-foot cube weigh before it was carved? So to solve this one, first we need to know what was the volume of the cube. So again, volume equals length times width times height. And in this case, since it's cubic, everything is the same dimensions. We can make this one side cubed because they're all the same. So volume would equal 2 cubed. So the volume would be 8 cubic feet. And each cubic foot is 57. So if I multiply that by 57, that would give me the answer to the weight of the cube before it was carved. And 57 times 8 would be 456 pounds. Next one, what is the volume of a tissue box with the dimensions shown below? So again, volume equals length times width times height. So the length is 9, the width is 5, the height is 4. So I have 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 9. 20 times 9 is 180 cubic inches. What is the volume of a cube with edges 2 inches long? So volume equals, if it's a cube, all of them are 2 inches, so it would be 2 cubed, which would give you 8 cubic inches. What is the volume of a cube with edges 6 inches long? Volume equals 6 cubed, and 6 cubed would be 216 cubic inches. How many times greater is 6 than 2? Well, 6 is 3 times greater than 2. And we can figure that out by just taking the 6, dividing it by 2. That gives you your 3. Now, how many times greater is the volume? Well, we would say the 3 times is like your scale factor. And if we're dealing with cubic units, we would have to cube our scale factor, which is 3. 3 cubed would be 27. So the volume is 27 times larger. And we can always check our answer by taking 216 divided by 8. 216 divided by 8 is 27. So it's 27 times larger. And our last questions here. Many buildings are shaped like combinations of geometric solids. Find the volume of a building with this shape. All angles are right angles. So if we were to put this as two different geometric solids, we have one volume where it's 12 times 12, and then this height here is 10. So we would have a volume equals 12 times 12 is 144. 144 times 10 is 1,440. So that would be cubic feet. And then we have this part. And that one we have 15 here plus a 12 here. So that would be 27 times this part, which is 20, times the height, which is 10. So 20 times 10 is 200, times 27, we would have a volume of 5,400 cubic feet. And then I would just take my two answers and add them together. So 5,400 plus 1,440 would give us 6,840 cubic feet. And the last one, what is the volume of this T block? So we have two shapes. We got two rectangular prisms. So if I were to combine that one, we know this part is 8. So the volume of that rectangular prism, we got 8 times the width is 2 times the height is 2. So we would have a volume of 32 cubic centimeters. And then the other one, this is 8 long, 2 wide, and the height is also still 2. And so now we have the volume equals 32 cubic centimeters. If we add them together, 32 plus 32 would give us 64 cubic centimeters. You notice we didn't use this 3 here because that's just this part. We needed to know what this whole side would be, which we know because up here that's 8, so this has to be 8 as well. This is our lesson today on volume.